by chairs. Yeah, I like to orbit. Gucci and Louis, that ain't my culture. I love the drip. Fringes with blue borders. You love that hate you feeling. I'm about nation building. Yeah, that ain't important. We's about nation building. And you's about nation killing. Boy, you's my murderer. Talk about revolution. You talk about used to doing. That's a mental disorder. We see the giant 1905. Mock us if you like a reason for purple. Still rockin' mean tree. We taking that top off. Boy, that's a convertible. No more designer clothes. Catch me in Royal Road. My drip with the faucet. Don't cut for pistol. I'm reading about missiles. Investing for chariot. You love them white girls. Mine is a light girl. That's the daughter of Sarah. I just take one white. Say you like them Klondike. Boy, you's a humanga. I went astray was a foreigner. Now I'm rocking more fringes than Ultimate Warrior. We on a Judah vision. Rocking Judah vision. Cut the world off. That's a circumcision. Not about the vision. We about the mission in your subdivision on your television. We from slave ships, now in spaceships. For learning base, now on 8. We wasn't made here. We came on slave ships. We was imported. I don't care for business and Lambos. I dream by chairs. Yeah, I like to orbit. Gucci and Louis, that ain't my culture. I love the drip. Fringes with blue borders. You love that hate you feeling. I'm about nation building. Yeah, that ain't important. We wasn't made here. We came on slave ships. We was imported. I don't care for business and Lambos. I dream by chairs. Yeah, I like to orbit. Gucci and Louis, that ain't my culture. I love the drip. Fringes with blue borders. You love that hate you feeling. I'm about nation building. Yeah, that ain't important.
Love. It ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love in Babylon.
Oh, Babylon, where do I begin? You and I will never be friends. Got my people fighting for equality, but this system not designed for me to win. Yeah, I'm ducking shots on these damn blocks from the damn cops and these damn ops. If I catch a case, you know the law slap. Can't cry like Kyle, get my wrist slapped. Not for $20, I get my neck snatched. We playing checkers in a chess match. Every move we make is still a setback. It's like my junior year, how we held back. Stuck in place on a rat wheel. Used to be lines, now these cats squeal. Who gon' rouse them up? Only Christ will. It takes faith in action. I just pack it still. Good old America, look what you done to me. Took us in chains and scattered my family. Watched out my brain, now we serve like your majesty. Won't get away, now you won't get no amnesty. Found out the truth when I read Deuteronomy. Ayy, got my identity back. The Lord on my side and I'm never gonna lack any raising up prophets. You know we claim
it
back.
Ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love in Babylon.
You ain't no kin to me, never was a friend to me. Apply the law, I see the light. These scripture is so plain to me. Oppression make a white man mad. This shit here anger me. Took our image, changed the color. Now my folk you claim to be. Boy, I wish I eat 'em like wood. Can't wait to cry corn. Since you acting gangster, when I see 'em, eat 'em, fight some. Stole my people, crush they spirit, whip they skin off they back. Never giving therapy. Now tell me how they supposed to act. No, you took a crafty counsel just to keep us off his sin. Scripture can't be broken, boy, you know your term about to end. Show it iron rust, I don't trust you. I'm just letting you know, boy, we train to go. 144, excuse me, close the door.
It ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It ain't no love when you in Babylon. They show you no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love, no love, no love. It's no love in Babylon.
Oh boy, you went dumb on this one.
I got a bone to pick. Or maybe like 4 or 5 men, I'm more alive than a guy ever been. The son of a I told me that I'm not a man, such blasphemy. You looking at gods, we looking at frogs, what a catastrophe. It's trouble for your land and your heritage and your family. For 4 transgressors, we got a flame coming just for damaging. You put us in cages, made us your slaves and gave us a vanquishing. You took everything and still wanted more, I can't even fathom it. Don't want anybody to grow, but it's a new day and age, everything changes when we live by the code. Yeah, I got a heart made of gold, and you got a heart made of coals. You tried to criminalize me, your disguises didn't uphold. A proud man never satisfied, wise man in your own eyes, gathering all nations. Warn to him that increase what not his, that's a vexation. I hope that you understand that a burning hell is your destination. But first we gon' build a nation in your face so you know that it's out of your hands. It's about time we get out of this place.
You tried to tell me that I wasn't worth nothing, homie. Gave me drugs, gave me liquor, told me my opponent was the brother on the same block with the Glock. The real criminals, the ones with the suit and tie. You take my life for a little piece of rock. Throw me in a cell, throw away the key and lock, I can't believe nothing that you're telling me. No justice for my people, you the real enemy, Apologies for my vernacular and etymology. I'm gonna teach the Bible how it is with no mythology. The weight up on my shoulders is defying your biology. The word of God is heavy, redefining your theology. Trust is something given, for my people something missing. We be on the corners daily, you be whining but won't listen. Women wanting independence, more than 60,000 missing. Thinking got your citizen, but to them you are just a tenant. Enemy is not my people, it's the one behind the curtain. It's the ones who making vaccines for the black that's got us hurt. You been force feeding me lies, but I'm full from righteous pride. I'm gonna keep pushing this truth till we uncover this guy, even if I have to die.
Hey, shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ blessed. Most High in Christ blessed. That's right. We back at it again. Welcome back to another episode of Giving a Sense. I'm your host, Captain Matthew. And all praise to the Most High for the opportunity to bring out the scriptures. Make sure before we get started, brothers, pull out pens and papers and your notebooks and your Bibles and read along and make sure you take notes. You understand what's going on here? Because it's our job to give you the sense according to the scriptures. So before we get into the lesson, y'all already know how we do. Let's open up with Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 8.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8.
Come on.
So they read in the book in the law of God distinctly.
And did what?
And gave the sense.
And gave the sense. Come on.
And caused them to understand the reading.
So the whole point of the prophet, the job of the prophet, if you will, is to give the sense of the scriptures so brothers and sisters can understand the reading. So we're going to pick up in Luke chapter 23. So it's going to be some historical things going on here. So I want you all to take notes on this. So let's go ahead and open up with Luke 23 and verse 1.
The book of Luke chapter 23, verse 1.
Come on.
And the whole multitude of them arose and led him unto Pilate.
Right, so this was the multitude that rose up to condemn Christ to death. And they took him to Pilate. Let's get that link up to show who Pontius Pilate is, man. So we understand. Let's get that. We just go into Wikipedia, document that everybody can access. It gives us a little bit of Pontius Pilate. Let's go and bring that up.
Pontius Pilate was the 5th governor of the Roman province of Judea, serving under Emperor Tiberius from 2627 to 3637 AD. He is best known for being the official who presided over the trial of Jesus and ultimately ordered his crucifixion.
Right. So now that's who Pontius Pilate was. Let's pull up a map because it'd be a little bit confusing because you got Pontius Pilate and then you got the Herod as well. So pull that up real quick so we can see what Pontius Pilate ruled over. Pull that up real quick, the map. I want everybody to see this real quick so you understand what's going on. So now you see what's going on here. So as we zoom in, up in Galilee, that's the territory of Herod Antipas. So he's the son of Herod the Great, the one that tried to kill Christ. So we're going to pull his name up later on as we read on down. But you see, roll on down real quick, scroll the map down under Judea real quick where it says Samaria. So you see, yep, keep going. No, other way. Yep. Bring the map south. There you go, south. Keep going south. There we go. So now you see that whole thing, Judea. That's the territory that Pilate ruled over. You understand? So we're going to get into the Herods and the Tetrarchs, if you will. We're going to pull that out as well. So now let's go back to the scripture. Y'all can drop that for now. We're going to come back to that. Turn me up a little bit on the mic so I can hear myself a little bit, just a little bit. There we go, right there. That's perfect. Thank you, sir. So read that again.
Luke chapter 23, verse 1.
Come on.
And the whole multitude of them arose and led him unto Pilate.
Come on.
And they began to accuse him, saying, we found this fellow perverting the nation.
So they brought false accusations against Christ. Said, hey, look, we found this brother perverting the nation. Come on.
And forbidding to give tribute to Caesar, saying that he himself is Christ, a king.
Okay, so now let's start that from the top again. Read that.
And they began to accuse him, saying, we found this fellow perverting the nation.
So now stop. Give me Acts chapter 17, verses 5 through 8. Let me show you something real quick.
The book of Acts,
watch
chapter
this.
17, verse 5.
Come on.
But the Jews which believed not moved with envy.
Hold on. The Jews that believe not move with what?
Moved with envy.
So you're going to read, as we read on down, you're going to see the same thing here. Come on.
Took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort.
Took under them who?
Of the baser sort.
Certain lewd fellows of the baser sort. So this is going into when they was persecuting Paul when he went to Thessalonica. Come on.
And gathered a company and set all the city on an uproar.
He did what?
Set all the city on an uproar.
So teaching the gospel of Christ, you set the city on an uproar. So if the true gospel is being taught in the church, it will be an uproar. They will be gathering the people against them. They will be calling the authorities on them. That's how you know the church, they not the guys. They not setting anything in the uproar. Read that again.
Then and gathered a company and set all the city on an uproar.
Come on.
And assaulted the house of Jason and sought to bring them out to the people.
Come on.
And when they have found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city.
Right, so that's what they did with Christ. They brought him what?
Unto the rulers of the city.
So they brought Christ to Pontius Pilate. So if you a follower of Christ, you're going to be brought before the governors, the magistrate, the authorities, because you set the city in an uproar or turning the world back right side up when you're teaching the true gospel. Understand that thing. So drop that. Let's go back.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And they began to accuse him, saying, we have found this fellow perverting the nation.
So we read that happens as you teach the true gospel of Christ, that he's a black man and he's coming to deliver his people. That sets the world in an uproar. Come on.
And forbidding to give tribute to Caesar.
So now let's see if that's true. Go to Matthew chapter 17. Because remember, it said they brought accusations against Christ. Matthew chapter 17, start at verse 24. Let's see if this is the case.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 24.
Come on.
And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter. Said, doth not your master pay tribute?
So they said, hold on, does Christ pay taxes? Come on.
He saith, yes.
He said what?
Yes.
So watch on.
And when he was coming to the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute?
So he asked him, hey, where your mind at? Who do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Come on.
Of their own children or of strangers?
Read.
Peter saith unto him, of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, then are the children free?
Come on.
Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea and cast an hook and take up the fish that first cometh up.
Come on.
And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take and give unto them from me and thee.
Hold on. So they said that Christ didn't give tribute. That's a damn lie. That's an accusation. Let's go further in Matthew. Give me chapter 22. Start at verse 15. So these are all slanderous accusations, and we're going to draw parallels from the ministry of Christ till today, because a lot of things that we read here in the scriptures already taking place before your eyes, the slanderous accusations that they make about us here in our UIC. Come on.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 15.
Read that.
Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk.
So they try to entangle Christ in his talk. Watch this.
And they sent out with him their disciples with the Herodians.
With the who?
With the Herodians.
The Herodians is your modern day politician. The Herodians supported Herod back in the day. We call them Democrats and Republicans today, man. Politicians. The Herodians, they sit up in the Christian church. You understand? Come on.
Saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men.
They're trying to butter them up. You see how that's that slick political talk. And they work hand in hand with the Christian church. Come on.
Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?
Come on.
But Jesus perceived their wickedness.
But Jesus what?
Perceived their wickedness.
He already knew these people was wicked as hell, and they was trying to set him up in his words. Watch this.
And said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites?
He said, why you tempting me, you hypocrites? Because he knew they wasn't doing what they was instructing the people to do. You read that in Matthew 23:1. Come on.
Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny.
Watch this.
And he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription?
Uh-huh.
They say unto him, Caesar's.
Come on.
Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's.
Come on.
And unto God the things that are God's.
He fried them Bahamas. So read verse 22.
When they had heard these words, they marveled and left them and went their ways.
Damn, he tore them up. He said, hold on, man, you got to render unto Caesar the things due unto Caesar. Meaning what? Christ paid his taxes. So let's go back to Luke. This is all slander and accusations, just like you see out here in these streets today. Go back to Luke 23:2.
Luke chapter 23, verse 2.
Come on.
And they began to accuse him, saying, we found this fellow perverting the nation.
That's an accusation that is labeled against us or anybody teaching the true gospel of Christ. If you're not being labeled as teaching that and being brought before the governors, you're not teaching the truth. That's thus saith the Lord. It happened to Christ, so it happened to the followers of Christ. From then till today. Come on.
We found this fellow perverting the nation and forbidding to give tribute to Caesar.
So we read in 2 accounts where Christ paid his taxes and told the people to pay their taxes. More false accusations. Read.
Saying that he himself is Christ the king.
So now, where in the scriptures do we read about Christ declaring himself king? You don't. Give me John 18. Watch this. Let's go to John chapter 18. I think I want verse, I think it's 32 or 33. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it real quick. It's 33. Yeah, start at 33.
John chapter 18, verse 33. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Jesus and said unto him, art thou the king of the Jews?
Watch this.
Jesus answered him, sayest thou this thing of thyself?
Did I say this of myself? Come on.
Or did others tell it thee of me?
Hold on, did what?
Or did others tell it thee of me?
So nowhere in the scriptures do you see Christ calling himself a king. Those are all slanderous accusations. Go to Matthew's real quick, chapter 5. I want you to read verses 10 through 12, and we're going to go back to Luke 23. So we want to show you a lot of things that are taking place here in just these two verses is some heavy stuff. When you come to follow Christ, expect false accusations to be labeled against you. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10.
Come on.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Hold on, what?
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Was Christ not persecuted for righteousness' sake? The question is, who out there persecuting 1738? You understand? Nobody. Nobody. Come on.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Understand, nobody pulling up on that church over there persecuting them. Come on.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you.
So blessed are you when men shall hate you. Come on.
And persecute you. And shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
What?
Say all manner of evil against you falsely.
Falsely. Come on.
For my sake.
They call us all types of stuff. They call us purple Power Rangers. Y'all in the cult. All that is false. Read.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
So when you see the bishop, that's why the bishop say when he see the videos, he be laughing, man. Because the bishop understands the scriptures. He understands. Hey, look, read that one more time.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Read verse 12.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
So that's the spirit we got to be in, and it takes some time, family, to get there. This takes time to get to that point to where you hearing the slanders, the accusations, the false accusations, where you got to take that thing cheerfully. That's the measure that we got to grow to in our journey to measure up to the fullness and stature of Christ. Understand that. That's going to be an evolving thing, if you will, to get to this level. Come on.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven.
So we understand great is our reward in heaven when we hear false accusations, slanders, when they bring us before governors, when they pass legislation to shut us down in the streets. We got to rejoice in that thing because our reward is the kingdom of heaven. Come on.
For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
So hold on. They persecuted the prophets. So I don't see anybody persecuting these pastors. I don't see anybody calling the authorities on these pastors unless they touch somebody's child. You understand what I'm saying? That's going on, but that's not being persecuted for righteousness' sake. That's wickedness. So now go back to Luke 23.
The book of Luke, chapter 23.
Start at verse 3. Go to verse 3. Come on.
And Pilate asked them, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And he answered them and said, Thou sayest
You
it.
sayest. Christ ain't never claimed to be the king of the Jews. There's nowhere near in the scriptures where he says that. Come on.
Then said Pilate to the chief priests and to the people, I find no fault in this man.
Even a white man said, hold on, man. Y'all brothers bringing this man up here. The damn white man said, I don't find no fault in this man. It's always your own. Come on.
And they were the more fierce.
Hold it. They was what?
They were the more fierce.
You see how evil our people are? It was no fault in the man. They didn't say, you know what, man, we tripping. They got even more angry. Come on, man. Read.
He stirred up the people, saying, he stirs up the people, teaching throughout all Jewry, beginning from Galilee to this place.
Hold on, get the definition of Jewry. Because people said Christ came for everybody. He came for everybody. Let's get the definition real quick. I sent that over. You understand? That's why it's important to have a Bible there. Is Jewry talking about all nations? Pull that up, man. People be out here just lying.
In the Bible, Jewry primarily refers to the land of Judah or Judea.
Come on.
And by extension, the Jewish people.
No, everybody.
The Jewish people.
Give me John 18 and 20, man. Y'all some damn lies in this Christian church, man. I'm going to tell you straight. Thus saith the Lord, man. That's crystal clear. This says by extension, the Jews, man. The Jews. That's clear. That's clear. Read that.
The book of John, chapter 18, verse 20.
Come on.
Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue.
Come on.
And in the temple.
Read.
Whether the Jews always resort.
Christ said, I only taught in Jewry, man. Come on.
And in secret have I said nothing.
So Christ, he spake openly. So where's all the confusion coming from now? Christ came for everybody. That's another gospel that was not taught. Read that verse again, Luke 23 and 5.
Luke chapter 23, verse 5.
Just in case somebody confused, what was the accusation against Christ? Because at that time, it would have been blasphemous for him being accused by the Pharisees to be teaching all nations. Right. Read that again.
And they were the more fierce, saying, he stirred up the people, teaching throughout all Jewry, beginning from Galilee to this place.
So he taught throughout all Jewry. Whether the Jews always resort, man. Where are we getting this doctrine that Christ somehow was teaching other people? That's not in the scriptures, family. Come on.
When Pilate heard of Galilee, he asked whether the man were a Galilean.
So when he heard of Galilee, he said, hold on, is this man from Galilee? Why did he ask that? Watch this.
And as soon as he knew that he belonged unto Herod's jurisdiction.
So he looking at the man like, hold on, y'all bringing me to him. This man is in Herod's jurisdiction. Come on.
He sent him to Herod, who himself also was at Jerusalem at that time.
So now let's get Herod up real quick so we understand. Get Herod up. I sent the Wikipedia link of Herod real quick. Pull that up for the people. So this was outside his jurisdiction. So you can look at these things as counties, if you will. Yeah, zoom in. Oh, my man zoomed out. All right, thank you.
Herod Antipas.
So this is Herod Antipas. This is the son of Herod, who they call the Great. That's Herod the Great is the one that tried to kill Christ and he was born. We're going to pull that up. Watch this. So this is his son.
Herod Antipas was a first-century ruler of Galilee and Perea. He bore the title of Tetrarch and is referred to as both Herod the Tetrarch and King Herod in the New Testament. He was a son of Herod the Great and a grandson of Antipater the Idumean.
Hold on, Antipater who?
The Idumean.
So the Herods is Idumeans, white folks. It's putting that on Google, Wikipedia, man. Come on, family. We got to wake up and smell the scriptures. Listen, man, these is Idumeans. These is white folks presiding over black territory, man. You understand? We call that democratic cities today. Read that again. He was what?
He bore the title of Tetrarch. And is referred to as both Herod the Tetrarch and King Herod in the New Testament. He was a son of Herod the Great and a grandson of Antipater the Idumean.
Watch this.
He is widely known today for accounts in the New Testament of his role in events that led to the executions of John the Baptist.
So he killed John the Baptist
and Jesus of Nazareth.
This dude was wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. You understand? This dude was super wicked. So now, it didn't tell you right there, his grandfather was an Idumean, which would make him what? A damn Idumean. Give me Numbers 1 and 18 real quick. Cause y'all in here playing games in this Christian church. Y'all, they not teaching y'all anything. My man get on stage and say Jesus Christ wasn't a black man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Read that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
Come on.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
Meaning their family lineage.
After their families. By the house of their fathers.
So his grandfather was an Edomite, an Idumean. You understand? Do we have a definition of Idumea? Can we pull that up? Let's get that real quick. Because I don't want this to slide by because, and the reason why we got to harp on this, give me Hosea chapter 3. Yes, sir. Give me Hosea chapter 3 because this is prophecy here. Because how people like, why does this matter? Y'all are worship. Nobody up here. Y'all know damn well we not worshiping skin color. We showing you, thus said the Lord, the fulfillment of prophecy. Man, read that.
Hosea chapter 3, verse 4.
Come on.
For the children of Israel.
For the who?
The children of Israel.
Watch this.
Shall abide many days.
Shall abide a long time. Come on.
Without a king.
Without a king. We didn't know Christ was a black man for the 12 tribes of Israel. Come on.
And without a prince.
Without a prince. That's going in to say we didn't have any knowledge of the laws of God, if you will. Come on.
And without a sacrifice. And without an image.
Without a what?
An image.
We went a long time without an image. So now we got to bring these things out. Watch. Read.
And without an ephod. And without teraphim.
Watch this.
Afterward.
After those many days, in the latter days, the times which we are in now,
shall the children of Israel return.
Shall what?
Shall the children of Israel return.
Meaning go back to where we came from, where we had an image, where we had a prince, where we had a king, where we had the laws of God. Come on.
And seek the Lord their God.
So if we never had an image, how you going to seek or look for something you don't know what you're looking for? Come on, man. Let's get what we seeking for. Give me Revelation chapter 1. Y'all playing games. How you going to look for something you don't know what you're looking for? They see you looking around. Somebody asks you, man, what you looking for? I don't know. Come on, dog. We got to stop playing games. This is just basic English here. They seeking something. So they must know what they looking for if they looking for them. Read that.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse
14, brother. You know what we want.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Matter of fact, read verse 1. You right.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The king, the image, the revealing of Jesus Christ, meaning his image is going to be on blast in the last days. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14.
Come on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
That's the exact opposite of what we've been given as a people for centuries. You got a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. That's not in the Bible. Come on.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Come on.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Brass is brown. Come on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So now we understand what Christ looked like. So go back to Hosea real quick. So y'all don't get confused and try to throw ad hoc insults out there like, yeah, they worship in skin color. Stop lying. Get the prophecy for them again. Afterwards, we shall what?
The book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 4.
Come on.
Verse 5. Afterwards,
after we've gone this long time without a king, without an image, without a sacrifice or the laws of God, we're going to do what?
Shall the children of Israel return?
We're going to return to those things that we once had, Come on.
And seek the Lord their God.
So in order to seek Christ, we got to know what he looked like. That's why it said the revealing of Jesus Christ. Why can't the brother Pam figure that out? Come on.
And David, their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
Meaning what? Keep the commandments in the faith in Christ in the last days. That's prophecy. So let's go back. Let's go back.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 5.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. When Pilate heard of Galilee, he asked whether the man were a Galilean. And as soon as he knew that he belonged under Herod's jurisdiction.
So Herod, we saw that he was a descendant of an Edomite. He's a white man. Come on.
He sent him to Herod, who himself also was at Jerusalem at that time.
So now pull the jurisdictions back up, because you can look at these jurisdictions as counties. He's known as Herod the Tetrarch, letting you know he's not Herod the Great. Because when Herod died, he broke up his, his dominion, if you will, a jurisdiction into 4 different areas. Pull that up. That right there. So now zoom in where it says Galilee. So you see Samaria underneath. Go south real quick so we can see. Go south. Pull the map south. There we go. Keep going. You see Judea, Roman procurator. That's Pilate's territory right now. So let's go north. Go back north. Boom. So now you see, keep going north. So we Galilee. So now when Pilate heard that this man was from Galilee, he said, yo, this outside of my jurisdiction. You could break these up today and call these what we call counties today. Let's get tetrarch. I gave you an image of what does tetrarch mean, because we kind of get confused when we see these things like tetrarch. What is that? So let's break it up. Let's read that real quick. You got to zoom in so the reader can see it. So pull that up. You see that?
In the Bible, a tetrarch refers to a ruler of a 4th part of a region or province, often a territory within the Roman Empire.
So now this was something that was done. I think I sent you that screenshot about why was this thing broken up like that? Because when Herod died, did I send you that? It should say Herod the Great's death and will. I sent you that real quick. This is all for Google. Like, this is just common information. If you got a who's who, but a lot of us might not have these books, this information right now is actually still readily available online. It's accurate information. So at right now, they go back and change things up. That's why we tell you, brothers and sisters, to go out there and get the books, preferably the older books, because they're rewriting things today. But get that up on the screen, though. Pull that up on the screen while I'm talking. The one where it says Herod the Great, it's the one that I sent at, I sent it to you at 450. 450 there. Yeah, it says, did Rome break up Israel into 4 tetrarchs? That one right there. Excuse me. Yep. Pull that up real quick, because I don't want to lose a thought. We're talking about the tetrarchs, right there. So let's read why this thing was broken up. And Rome didn't do that, but I put that in there to prompt a response to show you that this information is actually accurate. Read that.
Herod the Great's death and will. After Herod the Great's death around 4 BC.
So this is the one that wanted to kill Christ.
His kingdom was divided among his sons and his sister according to his will.
Watch.
Roman ratification. Since the Herodian kingdom was a Roman client state.
Because remember, it was a Greco-Roman empire. When Rome took over, they still allowed the Herodian dynasty, if you will, to rule, because in order to rule over Judea, you had to be a Jew. So that's why they allowed that to happen. Make no mistake about it, Rome was in power, so they was placeholders, if you will. They were in that position because you had to be brought up in the knowledge of the commandments. Give me Luke 1 and 5. Real quick. I think that's what I want.
The book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea.
You see that? Herod, the king of Judea.
A certain priest named Zacharias.
So now, that's all I wanted. Now, give me the one in Acts where Paul was speaking to him, where he was talking to, I think it's Acts 22. I think where he knew the law, said is that Acts 22 what I want? Which one where he said Herod being an expert in the law? Acts 26, that's what it is. Acts 26, that's what it is. Thank you. That's it right there. Watch this. Yep, 26 and 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 26, verse 1. Then Agrippa said unto Paul, thou art permitted to speak for thyself. Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself. I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day before thee, touching all the things whereof I am accused of the Jews.
Right. So those things, those are accusations that was brought. Now, Agrippa was also in the Herodian dynasty. Pull that up real quick. I don't know if I sent that. Let me see. You got it? Yeah, pull up the family tree. Pull up the family tree, because I think he should be in that family tree there. Y'all got him in there? Point. Where's Agrippa at? Yep. So he right there. That's why Paul was talking to him. Can we move on? Can we pull that up? It says he imprisoned Peter. So that right there. So now this is actually a good one. So now you see this gives you a clear picture of the Herod, the dynasty of Herod. Start with Herod the Great. You see that it said he tried to kill Christ. So now you look at Herod Antipas. You see where it says he was. That's where John the Baptist rebuked that marriage, because when you go down to Herodias, now you go over to the right and up. She was married to Herod Philip. You understand? So she was married twice. That's why he said that was evil. And that's why when we read about earlier where he killed John the Baptist. So this is actually a pretty good diagram of that Herodian dynasty there. So you see these things here and what was going on, so we understand, okay, now we get a sense to why they was ruling over the provinces. So now let's go back to where we was at in Luke.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 8. And when Herod saw Jesus, he was exceeding glad, for he was desirous to see him of a long season.
Why was he desirous to see him of a long season? Because his father told him about the King of the Jews, or Christ. That's why it says a long season. He grew up hearing about Christ. You understand? Because his father tried to kill Christ as a baby. That was just up in the image. Come on.
Because he had heard many things of him.
And he also, as Christ was growing, he heard a lot of things about Christ, how he was out there bringing people back from the dead, healing, giving sight to the blind, so forth. Come on.
And he hoped to have seen some miracle done by him.
Right, and it's the same spirit on Esau today. They say, man, I heard you were good. Sing for me, boy. Jump for me, boy. It's the same spirit. Come on.
Then he questioned with him in many words, but he answered him nothing.
Hold on, what?
But he answered him nothing.
Hold on, I thought Christ was for everybody.
But he answered him nothing.
Why didn't he try to win him over in the spirit?
But he answered him nothing.
This gospel ain't for him. It's not for him. He answered him nothing. He did the same thing. Y'all may have forgot. Give me that where Christ ignored the Syrophoenician woman. You understand? Y'all want to go to the account of Mark? Which one is better? The account of Mark, or y'all want Matthew? When they just ignored her. Yeah. You get the one of Matthew.
The book
Watch
of
this.
Matthew, chapter 15, verse 22.
Come on.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
Right. So I want to get Mark 7 real quick. Because y'all seeing a pattern here. Christ didn't answer this guy a word. You understand what's going on here? He didn't answer him a word.
Mark chapter 7, verse 25.
That's not the same. That's not the only one Christ didn't answer. Watch this.
For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him.
Come on.
And came and fell at his feet.
Watch this.
The woman was a Greek.
Was a what?
A Greek.
She was a Greek, an Idumean, man. Come on.
A Syrophoenician by nation.
Meaning what? Her state, if you would, just like if you an Israelite, you got an American citizenship. This woman was a Greek, but she was a citizen of what?
Syrophoenician by nation.
Right. Come on.
And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil of her out of her daughter.
Watch this.
But Jesus said unto her, let the children first be filled.
Right. So now go back to the account of Matthew's. So this was an Idumean woman, an Edomite woman, man, just like Herod is an Edomite. Wikipedia put that up there, crystal clear. And they come from the Greeks, man. Come on.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 22.
The reason why I'm going here, because as Christ ignored this Greek Herod here, he ignored this woman. Watch.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. my daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word.
But what?
But he answered her not a word.
It said the same thing in Luke, family. If Christ was for everybody, why did he ignore this woman? Come on.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away.
No, give her the scriptures.
Send her away.
Graft her in.
Send her away.
All nations.
Send her away.
John 3:16.
Send her away.
Crystal clear. Send her away. Come on.
For she crieth after us.
Watch this.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, look, I'm only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Carried her. So now go back.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse not 10.
So you got two accounts of Christ ignore some Edomites, man. Come on, man.
And the chief priests and scribes stood and vehemently accused him.
Hold on. I want Luke 23 and yeah, I want 9, brother.
Luke chapter 23, verse 9.
Come on.
Then he questioned with him in many words, but he answered him nothing.
Just like he did that Edomite woman. Crystal clear. Watch.
And the chief priests and scribes stood and vehemently accused him.
So while he's being silent, here you got the coons out there on the side bringing more slander and accusations to get their own brother put to death. You can't, only black people are evil like that. Straight up. Read.
And Herod, with his men of war, set him at naught. And mocked him.
And what?
And mocked him.
So now they began to mock Christ. They began to mock. That's why I told you this dude is wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. If he wanted to be saved and he was for and Christ was for everybody, why didn't Christ win him over and convert him? Because this man is the devil. Read that again.
And Herod, with his men of war, set him at naught and mocked him.
Give me the prophecy on that. Give me Psalms 22. I want 6 and 7. Then I want you to jump to Isaiah 53 and 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 6.
Come on.
But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men, and despise of the people.
And what?
And despise of the people.
The people is his own people. Those that were vehemently advocating to put him to death. Read.
All they that see me laugh me to scorn.
All that see me what?
Laugh me to scorn.
So you just read an account where they mocked him. All that seen Christ in that. Because Christ wasn't getting mocked prior to that. It says, all that see me laugh me to scorn. They was in there mocking Christ and asking Herod to put the man to death. Come on.
They shoot out the lip.
They do what?
They shoot out the lip.
Meaning they run their big black lips. Come on.
They shake the head.
They do what?
Shake the head.
They like, this dude ain't the king of the Jews. This dude ain't doing this. You know how our people get down. Come on.
Saying he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him.
Right. So now, go back to Luke. Because you see that when they say, free yourself, you the king of the Jews. They was doing all that to our king, man. Read that. Oh, yeah, give me Isaiah 53. Excuse me.
Isaiah chapter 53, verse 3.
Come on.
He is despised and rejected of men.
So he is despised and rejected of men. That's talking about his people, his own people. Come on.
A man of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
A man of sorrows and acquainted with grief because he had to bear all the sins of the nation while at the same time being mocked and persecuted by his own people. That's a lot of grief to carry, fam, that you dying for people that not only hate your guts, but that are advocating for you to be put to death, man. You understand what's going on? I mean, people can't even lay down their life for a good brother. You understand? Come on now, read that.
And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
You see that? Our people, we didn't esteem Christ. So go back to that. So now you're seeing a prophecy being fulfilled here. That's what I'm saying. Christ is taught or prophesied throughout the whole scriptures. So you talking about don't read the Old Testament. Come on, man. That's a foolish doctrine. Read that.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 11. And Herod, with his men of war, set him at naught and mocked him and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe.
Let's get an example. Let's get what that robe is. Give me Mark 15 and 17 real quick. What was that robe? Because y'all want to people make fun of us. Y'all purple Power Rangers. You got our own brothers calling us purple. Y'all know what they say. Let's see why we wear purple.
The book of Mark, chapter 15, verse 17.
Come on.
And they clothed him with purple.
And they clothed him with what?
With purple.
With what?
With purple.
The purple is a problem out here in these streets, man. They clothed our king. They use that to mock our king. That's why we wear purple, to mock the world, man. You understand? Read that again.
And they clothed him with purple.
So unlearned brothers talking against the purple, you don't know the scriptures. Because they clothed our king in purple, man. Come on.
And platted a crown of thorns and put it about his head.
Right, so that's why we wear purple in honor of our king, man. So go back to that Luke. That's for the brothers that's not really spiritually developed. And we pray you brothers get to that level of understanding where you got love for your brothers. Read that again.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 11.
Come on.
And Herod with his men of war set him at naught.
And so we read the prophecy regarding Psalms 22 and Isaiah 53. Come on.
And mocked him and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe.
So we understand that gorgeous robe, according to Mark 15:17, is a purple robe. That's why the purple's a problem out here, man. Read.
And sent him again to Pilate.
So he sent him back to Pilate. So Herod got him. They mocked him, slapped them around, and sent them back to Pilate to deal with the situation. Come on.
And the same day, Pilate and Herod were made friends together.
Hold on. Keep reading.
For before they were at enmity between themselves.
See, before they had beef, you know what bring white folk together? Oppressing Negroes. Putting Negroes to death. That's why they had the picnics, man, where they was lynching us. Oh, Billy Bob got a problem with Billy Ray down the street, but one thing they can agree on is hanging black folk.
Damn.
We see the gift cards and all that. It's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. Give me Psalms 83, man. Give me Psalms chapter 83, verses 5 and 6. So we want to draw this thing out to show you, well, man, why they was enemies. Now he disrespected and mocked Christ. Now they cool. That I'm going to show you why. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5.
Yes, sir.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Hold on, what?
They have consulted together with one consent.
So Pilate and Herod got together with one consent, man. Come on.
They are confederate against thee.
They are what?
They are confederate against thee.
Man, you go from enemies to friends when it comes time to oppressing the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Read.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The what?
The tabernacles of Edom.
The damn white man is the enemy number one, man. Come on.
And the Ishmaelites.
And followed by the Arabs.
Of Moab.
The Chinese man. And it ain't no coincidence that the ownership of black property and businesses or business in the black community goes in that order damn near. The white man, the Arab man, and the Chinese man. Crazy work there. Crazy work. You finished on that?
And the Hagarenes.
So now, drop that now. Give me Proverbs 11 and 21. Because they all shaking hands, dapping each other up. Yeah, bro, man, we good now, fam. You know, we cool. I'm going to send this brother back to, I'm going to send this man back to you. You go ahead and deal with him where you want to deal with him. We already mocked him. They came together off of that. Come on, man.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21.
Watch this.
Though hand join in hand.
Though though Herod and Pilate make up, they join hands. They in agreements. We good now. Come on.
The wicked.
The what?
The wicked.
Them wicked Edomites.
Shall not be unpunished.
Crystal clear. Crystal clear. Crystal clear, man. Come on.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
But the seed of the righteous shall be the seed. That's the same seed that was prophesied back in Genesis, man. You understand? Shall be delivered through what? Keeping the commandments and the faith in Christ. So go back to that.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 12.
Come on.
And the same day, Pilate and Herod were made friends together. Mm-hmm. For before, they were at enmity between themselves.
They had hatred toward one another. Come on.
And Pilate, when he had called together the chief priests and the rulers and the people, said unto them, Ye have brought this man unto me?
So they brought him back. He like, yo, y'all bringing this man back. Come on.
As one that perverted the people.
And y'all said he perverted the people. Y'all said he corrupting the minds of the people. Come on.
And behold, I, having examined him before you.
So he said, man, I scoped the brother out myself. Watch.
Have found no fault.
Have found what?
No fault in this man.
He said, this is from the white man. This lets you know our people, we can be worse than the white man. He said, I found no fault with this man. Even after he came to agreement with his brother Herod, he looking at it and said, man, even though I'm the wicked, you understand? I can't find no fault with this man. But our people are insisting on putting him to death. Read.
And behold, I, having examined him before you, have found no fault in this man touching those things whereof ye accuse him.
Watch this.
No, nor yet Herod.
Even Herod, who mocked him, couldn't even find anything. Two Edomites, wicked as hell, saying, look, y'all know we the devil. We can't even find no fault in this man. Bro, come on now. What is wrong with us as a people? Read.
No, nor yet Herod, for I sent you to him.
Mm-hmm.
And lo, nothing worthy of death is done unto him.
It says nothing worthy of death was done unto him. Come on.
I will therefore chastise him and release him.
He said, man, look, man, I'm going to just handle this matter, chastise him and release him. Watch.
For of necessity he must release unto them at the feast.
Right, because that was a custom that we had at the time. Somebody had to be set free. Come on.
And they cried all out at once, saying, away with this man.
Oh, God. Our people did what?
Away with this man.
Cried out at once, said, away with this man. Put this man to death. Come on.
And release unto us Barabbas.
They wanted Barabbas, man. What is wrong with us? Read on down.
Who for a certain sedition made in the city and for murder.
This man was sedition, was in the midst of, had an uprising. Get the definition of sedition real quick. I think I gave the screenshot. So this man, man, we wild. That's why we say no snitching. We hide the murderers. You understand, in our community? We want the murderers to be free. Y'all seen that free such and such. This dude got bodies on him. We calling for him to be pardoned. Pull it up. Watch this. Read sedition.
Sedition. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch.
So this man was accused. This dude was an OG January 6er. You understand what I'm saying? So read this dude's rap sheet again in verses 19.
Who for a certain sedition
So this dude was in the midst of a rebellion, an insurrection against the government.
Made in the city, and for murder.
So he also was a murderer.
Was cast into prison.
Man, so our people want this man with that rap sheet. That sounds so familiar. You got certain people getting pardons or people being called for pardons that everybody know in the streets this dude was putting people to death. Yeah, did he get off with no accusations? Come on, man. And our people are happy. Not that we want brothers getting locked up, but bro, it's enough evidence out there. But that's the mindset of our people. Read verse 18 again. 18.
Verse 18. And they cried out all at once, saying, away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas.
So showing that our mindset is on evil. Give me Acts real quick, chapter 3. Start at verse 13. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something here. Because Peter cut them up. Peter cut them up. Watch this.
The book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 13. The God of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the God of our fathers, have glorified his son Jesus, whom ye delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate.
Said y'all delivered up and denied him what? Denied him rightful justice, meaning y'all got an innocent man put to death. Come on.
When he was determined to let him go.
When he was determined to let him go. Come on.
But ye denied the Holy One and the just, and desired a murderer to be granted unto you.
You see that? Our people said, we don't want an innocent man. We want the murderers. We the home of the killers. We didn't heard that before. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on.
And killed the Prince of Life.
And killed the who?
The Prince of Life.
Christ is the Prince of Life, man. Come on.
Whom God hath raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. And his name through faith in his name hath made this man strong, whom ye see and know. Yea, the faith which is by him hath given him this perfect soundness in the presence of you all.
Meaning what? They witness in the power of Christ, the Holy Spirit of Christ on the disciples, man. Come on.
And now, brethren, I wot that through ignorance he did it, as did also your rulers.
So he said, I'm going to believe that y'all did it through ignorance. Come on.
But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets, that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled.
Meaning what? Christ had to be put to death. So he said, I'm going to give y'all mercy. That's why Christ said when he was crucified, what'd he say? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's why Peter, in the same spirit, said, I'm going to have mercy on you, even though y'all did much evil. Because our king said, forgive them, they know not what they do. Peter moving in the same spirit. Because guess what? We was all in the midst of evil and wickedness, worthy to be put to death. That's why Christ had to come down and die. Y'all understand? So go back to Luke 23.
The book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 19.
No, read verse 20.
Verse 20. Pilate, therefore, willing to release Jesus, spake again to them.
So Pilate trying to plead with him, yo, let the brother go. Come on.
But they cried, saying, crucify him, crucify him.
Damn.
And he said unto them the third time.
He said unto them the third time. He plead. He like, he think he in the Twilight Zone. He like, hold on. I got a murderer, a man that was in the midst of an uprising insurrection. They want this guy to be freed. A man that didn't kill a gnat. They want him put to death. He just up there just like, what the hell am I? He can't even believe what he's seeing and witnessing. That's what's going on. Come on.
And he said unto them the third time, why? What evil hath he done?
Like, bro, what has he done? This dude is a whole murderer and a damn rebel. Come on.
I have found no cause of death in him.
Mm-hmm.
I will therefore chastise him and let him go.
This the white man saying, look, for the third time, I'm going to just beat him and let him go, man. Like, he trying to like, yo, y'all tripping out here. Come on.
And they were instant with loud voices.
They was instant with loud voices. Like, soon as those words came out of his mouth, our people was instant with loud voices. Come on.
Requiring that he might be crucified.
Requiring for him to be put to death. I'm telling you, that's some wicked stuff, but it's all for a purpose. Come on.
And the voices of them and of the chief priests prevailed.
So, and it was just their voices. Remember, Pilate's not in on this, and I'm going to show you why. Come on.
And Pilate gave sentence that it should be as they required.
So now, give me Matthew 27. He says, Pilate gave sentence, but let's get a little more details on the sentence that he gave. I want Matthew 27, 24, and 25. Then I want you to go to Exodus 24 and 8. The reason why we was crying with a loud voice for the blood of Christ goes all the way back. Read that real quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 24.
Come on.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing.
Meaning after the third time.
But that rather a tumult was made.
Meaning they was about to overthrow him. Come on.
He took water and washed his hands before the multitude.
He took water and washed his hand before the multitude. Why? Come on.
Saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person.
Innocent of what?
Of the blood
of the what?
Blood.
Of the blood. Of the blood. Of the blood. Come on.
Of this just person.
Of this just person. Is that it on that?
See ye to it.
See ye to it, meaning y'all, this is on y'all. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Now go to Exodus 24.
The book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 6.
Come on.
And Moses took half of the blood.
And Moses did what?
Took half of the blood. And put it in basins. And half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Come on.
And he took the book of the covenant. And read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord have said will we do.
All what the Lord said we what?
We will do.
Meaning what? When you go back to Luke. Go back to Luke and read verse 23.
Matthew chapter 27, verse 23. And the governor said,
No. I want Luke 23. Luke 23 and 23. Excuse me.
Luke chapter 23, verse 23.
Come on.
And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified.
Go back to Exodus 24 and 8.
Exodus chapter 24, verse 8.
Come on.
And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
So the blood in which the Lord made with you concerning all these words. So the covenants could only be ratified or brought into effect by blood. Who was under the first covenant? The children of Israel. That's why Pilate, when he was up there, had to wash his hands because he has nothing to do with the covenants. Hence why Christ didn't answer Herod. Hence why Christ didn't answer the Greek woman, because they got nothing to do with it. That's why he said it's not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs, meaning the covenant, what I came for, has nothing to do with the other nations. That's why Herod washed his hands. He could not be involved in the blood of that covenant, which is the new covenant, so you understand. So if he wasn't under the first covenant, it makes sense why he washed his hands of the blood of Christ. So go back to that in Matthew real quick. I want Matthew, that back in Matthew where he said he washed his hands of the blood. We got to pay attention to this thing here. There's some heavy stuff. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 24.
Watch this.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude.
Come on.
Saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person.
You see that? He said, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. So read.
See ye to it.
See ye to it, meaning you children of Israel, this man blood only belongs to you. So we're going to wrap it up right there. You know, Lord's willing, you brothers and sisters was edified with that. I know we covered a lot of information there. That's why we tell you all to take notes. Go back and look at the recording of these things. So we want to make sure that the scriptures are coming out and are being explained in the spirit of Nehemiah 8:8, where the sense is given. And you got to understand, only the prophets of the Most High God are capable of giving the sense, thus saith the Lord. So again, Israel, make sure you all stay in the spirit. And with that, we say shalom, Most High, and Christ bless.
Yeah, we wasn't made here. We came on slave ships. We was imported. I don't care for business and Lambos. I dream about chairs. Yeah,